Okay, thank you so much, Andrew. So as I move I have noted that most of the people in the chat box, they are also in agreement with you, especially Malcolm said, just don't overthink when connecting with people. That's my view. Just let things flow, because you cannot connect with everyone. So we are in agreement with what you have said. Allow me to move ahead again in the ask.
Sorry, Tinashe, I would really love to hear what Laura has to say. Sorry, she had her hand up earlier. So,
okay, I missed.
Yes.
Over to you, Laura.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just wanted to add and say that when it comes to connecting with people, we have to mind our attitude. Sometimes it's things we do that push people away from us, how we interact with others. Maybe you laugh too loud, or you don't respect personal space, and this pushes people away from you. Or rather, in another aspect, when people are talking to you, you look down or you roll your eyes. So we have to go back into retrospect and see, in previous relationships, what caused me not to connect with these people? And from that, we have to learn from our own experiences so that you can be able to establish how then to move forward, because we have to respect that people are introverted, ambiverted, and extroverted. So if you just use your past experiences and you check your attitude, you'll be able to build meaningful relationships. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Lola, for that kind of contribution. I also in agreement with what you have shared. Allow me also to maybe to read the last comment as I'm moving ahead to the next question from Punashe. Said, when you are choosing people, let's choose quality over quantity. Choose people that will bring change, a positive one in your life. Thank you so much, Punashe, for your contribution. As I'm moving ahead with my questions, allow me to go to another question. It says, when basically can I separate myself from when my name is giving me bad energy? I think the question was trying, how best can I separate myself, or when can I separate myself from my name when it is giving me a bad energy?
Maybe to put this question in context, Andrew, I don't know if you managed to get this question, because I think it wasn't properly phrased. In the African culture, usually our parents give us names, or they name us based on an experience or situation that they were going through at that particular time. Or maybe they want to pass a message to the next person. So they name their child Tichawana. Tichawana meaning we will see, and not in a very nice way, but it's not always the case. Or maybe they were going through a very difficult time at that particular moment, and then they will say, my child's name is Namu, which means poverty in this case. So there are situations where people have names that are not particularly positive. So being called the same name over and over again in your life may then end up affecting you. Yeah, some of the names right now, they are writing them in the chat box. Please write some of the names that you know that people don't really like, or that have a negative vibe. Muchaneta means you're going to be tired, literal translation. Tambudzai, it means you will suffer. Itai, in some instances, it actually means do whatever you will, we don't care anymore. And our own president's name, Dambudzo. which means trouble. This one, it just might be true, I don't know. Then there is Shubikai. We are suffering. Taipane. What were we going to give? What could we give? I think something like that. Netai, trouble us. There are different names that do come through. So I think this is where it is coming from. More of a story in the Bible where someone had to wrestle with the angel. Change my name. and then they were changed his name to Iswa. So this is where it's coming from.
That is a really, really interesting. Thank you for that, Pastor Menashe. That's such an interesting cultural information for me personally. I never knew that before. But what an interesting conversation this gives us, because that your name, it belongs to you, it's associated with you, it has something, it has its meaning, and it influences your identity for sure, and it will influence the way that people think about you. But it's a powerful thing. And what you touched on just then was this idea of changing the name, And I don't know the Bible like you know it, but stories like Saul, who became Paul after the road to Damascus, and this kind of thing. This significance of changing the name from who you were to who you will be. Really, really interesting. Interesting concept. Some people choose their own names. Some people have nicknames that they prefer to use than their original name. But the only thing I would say is that I used to wish I had a different name. I used to think, why did my brother get called? He got called John, and I got called Andrew, and I liked his name better. And that was when I was small, But in the end, I came to like it. But the important thing is your name is only a part of you. There's more. There's much more. And again, it's probably your actions which will speak for you more than your name will speak.
Yeah,
I guess that's my simple answer.
Yeah, I think it goes to the bigger picture, to the bigger conversation of what is your brand. And in most cases in our communities, your brand is associated with what you do, like what Andrew has mentioned, and our communities are very good with that. So you actually can be called Namo, but if you're always the guy who's coming tops in class, people will be soon saying, where we could go now, where? Meaning that one was always scoring A's. People will soon start saying that, and people will not pay attention to your name. So I think what Andrew has mentioned is the way you should look at it. In the bigger picture, what brand, how have you branded yourself? If you then act like Namu, we will call you Namu. Yeah, if you then act like Dambuzo, we will call you Dambuzo. But if you look at it in another way and you start doing great things, we will start calling you, oh, that young, brilliant man. Oh, that young, brilliant woman. So it's about how you brand yourself.
I think I'll just come in there. I'll speak mostly about my name. My name's Ottilia, and I always wondered what it meant. It's also my grandmother's name. So back then, during colonization, she got her name Ottilia, and I always wondered what it meant. And it's actually German, and it means a female hero. That's what my name means. So I think there's somebody in the chat who said they don't believe that a name imposed on you is enough to shape your destiny. And yes, you did not give yourself that name. It was imposed on you by somebody else. So you don't have to base your life on, oh, they gave me this name. It's they gave me, but what do you think about yourself? What do you feel? How do you define yourself? There's always, we are human beings. We evolve, we change. Change is the only constant. So you have the right to shape your own destiny. You create your own path. Don't let what other people were feeling, what other people were, doing, decide your future. You can leave that in the past and you can, pave a new way for yourself. Thank you.